I told you I'd be right back. Did you doubt me? We are running a little bit late tonight, but it's okay because let's face it, Corey was giving us some amazing information. And now I'm going to have so much fun introducing our next guest. But first, as always, we've got to start out with a little information at the beginning. We are live with StreamYard. Welcome. If you are catching us live on Facebook, we would love to see your comments and your questions live on screen. But to make sure that we could see your name and your picture, we got to make sure StreamYard and Facebook are speaking with each other. So be sure to click on StreamYard.com/Facebook to make that happen. It'll take 2 seconds, I promise. This year is hashtag 2020U. We've been through so much the last 2 years, and I have dedicated this year to more acceptance, more love, and more faith in myself. And I am hoping that you will carry on the journey with me. I am selfishly using all of you as my accountability partners. So feel free to use me. I promise it will not offend me. I'd love to hear stories of how you are, going on this journey, how you're learning to love yourself more, what have you. It takes different forms, takes different, actions, and, whatever does it for you. Please do it. Spread the love. All right. April 18th. 7 days, next Monday, is a live Q&A session, my very first one. I'm going to be answering questions live about me, about my life, about the business, whatever you want to know. I am here and I will answer. Plain and simple. I'm an open book. So please, if you are at all interested in this and want to maybe, fill me in on what question you'd like me to answer ahead of time, you can absolutely do that. There's a form on the Small Biz Highlight app. Just not out there. But you could always send me a message, or you could just send me your questions live and I will make sure to highlight them on screen, because why not? That's the whole point of it, right? All right. So as promised tonight, we're going to have a ton of laughs. So I have my friend Edward Fox. Some of you may remember him from a previous episode when he was on here with his fellow partner. But tonight it's all about him and his business. So let me bring him on screen. Give me 1 second. Hello.
Good day. Good day.
This is my friend from Australia that is not currently in Australia, but it's okay. Hello. How are you this evening?
Good, thanks, Tiffany. I think last time we spoke, I was in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
I think you were.
I was. And now I'm in Franklin, Tennessee.
Goodness, why are you always everywhere?
Well, we lived in Kansas for 30 years, built my own private cricket field, started some businesses, had some kids, and that's where the accent comes from. It's a Kansas accent. Don't know if you can
yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And then had an opportunity during COVID, where a lot of people were going, well, I don't know. I'm not sure. We had an opportunity to jump on in Nashville that we could buy a franchise business and get to move to the Nashville area. And I have to tell you, we're loving Nashville. I mean, I miss all my friends in Wichita, but I love the Nashville business scene and the networking scene and just the vibe coming out of the Nashville metro is great.
I don't blame you. I love me some Nashville. I snuck over there when I was on military duty in Kentucky, and it was definitely worth the drive. Let me tell you. Exactly. Well, as always, I like to start my show with my guests to ask them one simple question to try and help give our viewers a really good indication of who they are. So it's simply that, Eddie. Who are you?
I am the sort of friend that everybody needs.
Oh, I can agree with that.
That friend that doesn't judge you, that can make you laugh, is there to pick you up, is there to help you out. Probably, I'm not saying they're perfect, because they're not. They're a flawed individual. When you got one finger pointing at somebody else, you got three pointing back at you, right? So, but I am the most loyal, dependable, reliable friend ever. And I can make you laugh. So that's really who I am. I was born at a very early age, Tiffany. I don't
Oh,
know if you
wow.
were
Okay.
aware of that, but
Mm.
I was. And I say I'm Australian by birth, but American by choice.
I like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I'm excited to have you here because you always make me laugh. It's great.
Well, I'm glad.
Especially when you crack out your dad jokes. They're endless. And I want to admit something to you all that it's not just Eddie who loves dad jokes. We were going back and forth one day nonstop throwing dad jokes at each other and I just was in tears with laughter. It was so awesome.
I wanted to show you that I'm fully qualified. Um, I have all my qualifications. I even found this one at Dollar General. He's kind
Oh
of
my
like
god.
he's a dumpy. This is probably more representative of me than this two because this sort of fits my body type.
Goodness.
Big flappy ears. He could be a Dumbo in disguise, but these are my 3 qualifications. I'm fully qualified. I have all the qualifications. I just want you to know.
Wow. For those of you listening on our podcast, he had stuffed koalas,
I
hence
did.
the qualifications.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, goodness. There will be a lot of that during the episode, so bear with us here. No, but I'm so excited to learn more about your business,
Okay.
Aussie Fox. This is a business totally about marketing and helping build connections with small businesses or just businesses in general. I mean,
Exactly.
tell us more about what you're doing in your business.
Okay. I don't. Are you a card sender? Do you like to send cards? Do you like to
I
receive
do.
cards? So I have used, there's programs out there like Send Out Cards, Mailbox Power. I've been an affiliate of both. I love using card systems. I would recommend if you have a friend that does Mailbox Power or Send Out Cards, they're both worth looking at. I was in Send Out Cards for a lot of years, but I normally used it just for my businesses. I liked it. But
Hmm.
you know me enough to know, Tiffany, that I run my mouth, right? That doesn't
Yes.
take much work. It doesn't take many pulls on the tractor mower to get it on the mower starter to get that motor mouth going. So I always bragged on it. And then finally one of my friends said, look, why don't you become an affiliate? You can make a little bit of money each time you tell somebody about it. I said, I'm not worried about making the money. I'm worried about them having a tool that helps grow their business. He said, yes, but why not take the money anyway? I said, okay, well, that's pretty smart. So I've been doing the card and relationship marketing for a few years. If your listeners are hearing this and they're not familiar with it, I'm probably the least pushiest person ever when it comes to sales. I suck at sales. I excel at marketing. Okay. And there's a difference between sales and marketing. There are 2 different departments. But if you need a way to keep in touch with your clients because you're not actively using a system to touch base with your clients on a regular time frame, you need to automate. If you're a solo entrepreneur or a small entrepreneurial business, maybe you've got between 1 and 10 employees, right? Or maybe it's just you wearing all the hats.
Yes.
Okay. You know as well as I do that the more we can automate, the better off we are.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And especially if it doesn't look like an automation. Right. And so I find that, here's one of my cheesy cards. For those of you that are listening to this on the podcast, it's just a postcard that's covered with cheese balls.
Cheese puffs.
Yep. Yep. So that's one of my cheesiest cards. My favorite card to send is after we do a one-on-one. It says, one universe, 8 planets, 195 countries, 18,000 islands, 7 seas, 7.8 billion people. And I had the pleasure of meeting you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And this is all green. You can't tell because of my green screen. So it shows my background, but this is all green. And so then I open it up and it has my dad joke QR code for my TikTok channel. And it has a hand-picked dad joke just for you. I asked my dad, what's a forklift? He said, food, usually.
Oh, wow.
Right. And then it'll say something along the lines of whatever we talked about. So this particular one, this is a generic one. And it says, I just wanted to let you know how much I enjoyed our conversation. I'm looking forward to building our relationship, cheering you on and following your successes. Please consider me a resource, and if I can help in any way, don't hesitate to reach out. Kindest regards, Ed Fox. And on the back, it just has a bit about me, but they don't feel like I'm talking about me, right? They feel
Right.
like that I actually sent it to them. And I will normally go in there and edit that a little bit if there was something specific in the conversation. But even if there's not, I have it set up in an automation so that all I do is I collect their mailing address, I put it in the automation, and it sends them a card within
Wow.
10 days of our meeting. So I put it in straight away. It mails the cards out of Utah or wherever for mailbox power. And then in 30 days, I have an automatic follow-up that just sends them a postcard. And the postcard says, it's actually the Happy Feet Penguin. And, it says, "G'day there. I just wanted to follow up and touch base. Hey, I just was going over our conversation and thought I'd need to keep in touch." So I'm doing my Happy Feet dance, which ties it back to the front of the postcard. I've got it in the car. I forgot to bring it in. But,
It's funny because this is something that I feel like a lot of small businesses or just businesses in general struggle with. Me personally, I know I struggle with follow-up and whatnot because it's usually through email, it's usually through,
right. I did a
calling and
terrible job.
whatnot. I am horrible at it, and it's not because I don't want to follow up. It's not because I don't want to see how they're doing and see how our, relationship can grow. It's just that, we get busy. Life just gets in the way. But then, small things like this that you can automate that sends out automatically has to be a huge help because then it's just one less thing for you to worry about essentially.
Right. But most of us as small business owners, we're worried about the cost, right? We've got to hold tight on a lot of our expenses.
Absolutely.
We get into this mindset of nickel and diming our businesses to death. We're like the spider monkey that they capture out in the bush, right? They put their arm in and they got a handful of peanuts and the jar lid is so tight that they can't pull their arm out, but they don't want to let go of the peanuts. I don't know if that's true, but that was the story I was told years ago. Well, sometimes it feels like that with small business owners. So the thing I liked about Mailbox Power, and I am an affiliate, which we'll have in the show notes or whatever we do there. And I would love to be able to help you with that, but it's $49 a month. It gives you 50 greeting cards for free, high quality greeting cards, as good as you can get in any store that you buy greeting cards in, which I normally pay. I don't know about you, but they're about $3.99, $4.99 for a greeting card normally. At least in my neck of the woods.
They can be that high, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I can pay $5.99, but I like you a lot, Tiffany, but you tend to fall into the $3.99 postcard range.
I see how it is.
So I liked about these guys that for my $49 a month, I can send up to 50 greeting cards. I just pay postage. And then postcards, the 4x6 postcards, like I have a Nashville discount card one I'm holding up right now. I can send unlimited of these for free.
Wow.
That's included in the $49 a month.
So that's crazy.
I know. So I have this automation that sends out a half birthday card. I have two different half birthday cards. So one of these half birthday cards says, it's got half a donkey on it. And it says, here's my half-assed attempt at sending out a half birthday card. That's freaking hilarious. And on the back, it says, from your smart ass friend, Edward. So now I can't send that to all my clients, but I could send that one to you, Tiffany.
You absolutely could.
The other one is half a donut. And it says, hey, it's your half birthday. In your honor, I ate half a donut on your half birthday. Do not worry about it. I took all the calories.
Oh, gosh.
Enjoy your happy half birthday. Now, if you set up an automation with 20, 30 people of your clients on the list that got a happy half birthday card, how do you think that would make them feel?
Wow, that would make them feel special because it's not something that, a big company is going to do. I think that's the beauty of this. Big companies, they'll send out cards, but it'll be like, dear customer or, valued shopper. There's never a name. There's never like remembering a story. Like
or resident. Resident.
Yes, or recent resident or whatever the letters say. Well, at least yours are personalized and can be even more so.
Right. Like on the back of my one, like this one was a test one I sent to myself, but it's got my photo, right? And so it
Mhm.
could have a QR code, it could have whatever you wanted on there. But one of the things that I liked is, my insurance agents all send me cards, and then they stick inside of it, they stick a business card. It's not about me, it's about them. It's about their business card. I like the fact that on my greeting card, here's one I got from a friend. Do you know Al Wagner out of Florida?
I don't.
Okay, so Al's a great guy. So he took my photo off my website and he turned it into a Pixar image. And he sent me that. And on the back is his QR codes and about his business.
That's
Right.
cool.
And that's pretty cool. And then on the inside, he didn't get as flash as me. It's just text. But again, it was heartfelt text. I'm not going to get rid of this card with my picture on the front of it.
Absolutely not.
My wife doesn't like that picture, but I do. It's kind of cool. So anyway, so I just think it's about how do we bring value back to our clients that we can afford and that really has an impact, but it's not busy work,
Yeah.
right? That's the thing is we need to automate, but make it look original.
Yeah. Yeah. And not feel like it's, just a card that you make for everybody kind of a deal.
Right.
Because
Right.
they'll know depending on how you word it, the pictures you use or whatever, and because that's totally going to be a big factor in how much they receive it,
Right.
the
Like the
way they
one,
receive it.
yeah, like the 1 million. Where did I put that one? The one, the I had the pleasure of meeting you one, right? That is a generic. Look at my kangaroos in the background now. That is a generic standard, but I can go in and edit just with a few words. Oh man, didn't you love that coffee we had at Just Love Coffee in McEwen? Whatever. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't change. It doesn't change everything else. Everything else stays the same. I've edited that, and then I send it to that direct person. So again, just we need programs. We all have business owners we know that if they followed up with us, they would get our business, but they don't follow up with us.
Right.
Why? Because they don't have the system that allows them to follow up. You know what? I heard a good saying the other day. It was talking about letters and envelopes and stuff. No matter how much you push the envelope, it'll still be stationary.
Ooh, I like that.
That's one of my dad jokes. I'm just saying, no matter how much you push the envelope, it'll still be stationary. You know, but people need to implement systems and have tools of customer relationship and
Yes.
customer management. Basic things like making a good Zoom digital background. I'm working with some clients right now that are being overcharged for Zoom digital background. They're being charged $50, $75 because a designer who normally charges $80 an hour for graphic design spends about 15, 20 minutes on building a background for them and then charges them that $50.
Yes.
Look, I love building digital backgrounds. I love building Zoom backgrounds. Everybody should have one simply because it promotes you when you can't promote yourself.
It
Um,
absolutely can.
and I do them for $20. Or you can buy me a coffee. It's sort of like a Patreon site. They can buy me a coffee and I'll take them through Canva and I'll teach them how to do it so they can do it all themselves. It's not about making the big money. It's about helping more business owners be more successful in more areas of their life and teaching them how to do things. Because Tiffany, when you first started out with StreamYard, I came to you and said, I don't understand this crap. Tiffany, help me. Didn't I?
Yes. And what did I do? I gave you a whole breakdown, a big old class on a step by step how to do it from beginning to end.
And what have I done with it? I'm still
I don't.
scared. I'm
You're
still
still
scared. I haven't
scared.
done. So I'm doing Zoom recordings and then I'm putting them up on YouTube. But I've
You'll
paid
get
for
there. I
StreamYard
have
for a
faith in
year.
you.
Yeah, you need to beat me with a stick. So
Man, it's so important what you're talking about because we've talked about in different aspects on different episodes. There's so many different ways that businesses can get the word out about themselves, connect with their customers as well as potential business partners or collaborators or what have you. And, nothing says more of a personal touch than a letter or a card because
right,
that's just not something people do anymore. Everybody sends emails, everybody, will message through social media, what have you, and they're not all bad things. I'm not I'm not degrading them whatsoever. Please keep doing it. But, all I'm saying is that is becoming a lost trade, a lost item that people are forgetting that is out there for them. Send a postcard. You know, it's something usually you look in the mailbox, what are you getting? Bills
Junk.
or junk mail or stuff that says to recent resident. You know what I mean? But and then all of a sudden you're scrounging through all this junk mail and you find a personal card or a postcard just for you because someone took the time to think about you. That's something you are not going to forget very easily.
Right. Exactly. And it takes just a little time. We as entrepreneurs and solo or micro entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call us, we need systems and processes that don't cost us an arm and a leg, that we can
Mhm.
put in place to help us focus on the thing that's important. What's a solo entrepreneur do better than most big corporations?
Connections.
Connections and really caring about their customers.
Yes.
Okay. And so we need systems that allow us to care about our customers. One of the things I did, I bought these on Amazon. They're a transparent plastic foot. It's a lady's
Okay.
foot about a size 8, right? And I
Okay.
taught one of my clients, he said, oh man, I can never get a meeting with this big company. They just won't take my meeting. I said, look, buy a plastic foot on Amazon, make sure it's clear. And then you put your business card in the toe, you put it in a box, you fill it up with peanuts. Then you put a note on the top of the box, just inside, that says, hey, I want to be totally transparent. I'm just trying to get a foot in the door. So I sent you this. Well, even though they don't understand the reference to the letter on top of the box, they're going to dig through the box to figure out what the hell I was talking about. And they bring out a transparent foot and the business card is taped between the toes. Am I going to get the meeting?
Oh, after they get done laughing or thinking, what the heck is this? Oh my gosh, I love it.
I love what
That's genius.
Corey just commented. He said, totally transparent. Totally. Yes.
That's the way you gotta write it. That's
That's
the way
right.
you
That's
gotta
right.
write it.
That's right. I want to be totally transparent. So these are the things that I teach my clients. Now, how do we translate that into the postcard business? Well, why not just put a picture of this
Yes.
transparent foot on the postcard and say on the back, hey, I'm just trying to get my foot in the door and get a meeting with you. To be totally transparent, as you can see from the foot on the front of the postcard, sometimes you got to
That's
spell it out for
genius.
them. But it's going to work. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of ideas like this that work for clients every single day. And I give all that crap away for free, right? I have
Wow.
I have skills. I left school at 15 to open my first business. Told my dad I was the smartest 15-year-old I knew. He rolled his eyes. And I took that company to $500,000 in volume within 5 years. Now, I did 100,000 the first year. They came and said, look, you're killing yourself. Let us help you. They took it to 300,000 the second year. So I'm not saying it's all
Wow.
me. I'm saying we
Mhm.
need mentors. We need
Oh,
help.
absolutely.
We need people with skills that we don't have. And my brain just never stops. I have all sorts of props around me right now, okay, that I use in meetings. I don't know if you ever remember Romper Room was a TV show in the 50s through to the early 90s. And the school teacher would pick up her magic mirror and she'd go, romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Have all my friends had fun at play school today or whatever? I say networking. I see Tiffany and I see Corey. So there's always props around and different ideas, I have a little cake guy. I love my little cake guy. But you know
He's
what?
cute.
He can instantly convert into a cinnamon roll just with a little pressure.
Oh my god.
Right? So I have, how do you measure your marketing? How do you measure your marketing? Okay. So, you know what this is? This is a business problem flying at your head. Do you know how to deal with it? If it was a baseball, you'd know how to deal with it. But this is a
Yes,
cricket ball. I'm
it
holding
is a
up a
cricket
red
ball.
cricket ball. And if nobody knows what cricket is, then you don't know this business challenge that you're facing or how to deal with it. Guess what? When it
Mm.
comes to cricket, I'm a genius. I could help you solve that problem if this is what was flying your way. So understanding what the challenges are that we have. Oh, there goes my, sometimes the future's so bright, you just got to wear shades. So I put on my glasses, right? You just never know what's going to be important to have around. And then if I ever get stuck, I found this on Amazon the other day. It's a box of 100 dad joke cards.
Oh, Lord.
You want to see how good you are, Tiffany? Let's see.
Oh, no.
What's a ninja's favorite type of shoes?
Oh, I don't know.
Sneakers.
Sneakers.
Why is Peter Pan always flying? He
Why?
never lands. Okay, so how could I integrate this into my
Wow.
marketing? What if I took one of these and I said, hey, if you'd like to hear more, call me. And I just wrote that on this card and I dropped it off at your business. I might get a meeting that a normal business card would not have got.
Well, yeah, because you're sparking interest without actually telling them what it's all about.
Right, exactly. So anyway, so just ideas. I have thousands of marketing ideas. I love talking about marketing. I just dropped the box, sorry. But anyway, I just wanted to give you an idea that you don't know.
That's so crazy. You have so many great, it's funny because, it's because of your personality that you come up with these ideas, first of all. Because obviously, if you didn't have a great sense of humor, you wouldn't be able to come up with these ideas. But it's because of these ideas that then you're pretty much like shifting the balance a little bit. You're putting people out of their comfort zone a little bit, like, what is this? What does he mean? Why is he sending me a plastic foot?
Right.
You know what I mean? The unexpected things are what catches people's attention. And then that's what they remember and want to know more about why they want to know more about the person. That ultimate, because then they're not worried about what you need, what you want to pitch. They just want to get to know you, and ultimately it turns into what you're pitching. So it's if anything, it's an introduction to you, not your business, which is insanely just genius.
And for most of us as small business owners, as solo entrepreneurs, micro entrepreneurs, we are the magic in our business.
Absolutely.
We deliver the magic. Now, people say, Edward, that's fine and good, but I can't be an extrovert like you. Folks, more than anything, take nothing else away from tonight. Understand that your authenticity could be different than my authenticity. I'm working on a book right now that says, be authentic. Unless you're a serial killer, then don't be that. Change. Be
That's
authentic.
what your book is called?
Be authentic. Be authentic is the title. And then the subtitle is, unless you're a serial killer, then don't be that. Change. Can I use a swear word on here tonight or not? Did we get bleeped?
I wouldn't be able to bleep you.
Okay, good. So normally, as an Australian, Australians swear a lot, right? So I used to say this. I say, be authentic. Unless you're an asshole, then don't be that. Change. People didn't like that. But they can laugh at serial killer because, it's only the serial killers that know they're serial killers.
It's true.
Right? All the rest of them, no, we're not going to stand around the room going, oh, he's talking about me. You're going to go, oh, well, at least I know I'm not the serial killer, so he's not talking about me. But if I said asshole or jerk, I could mean them, right? So if we learn to be authentic, so if we're not an extrovert, we can be introverted and still be successful in networking, in business, being on podcasts. We just have to learn how to operate within our authenticity.
Yeah.
I had a financial planner client, and he was saying, Edward, I don't get we as financial planners, we have to be authentic all the time. I said, well, I know with you, there's one big challenge that you have, and that's when it comes to asking for the check, you get nervous. He says, oh, yeah, I get so nervous. I said, what if you were being authentic and you said, hey, folks, we're going to talk about this. And if it's something that you give me the signal that you want to move ahead with, this is where I start to get really nervous because I'm not good at asking for the money. So can you help me out? If you start to see me get nervous and anxious, I feel like I'm getting to that point where I'm going to have to ask you to cut the check. Can you help me out with that and just understand that, I'm not trying to mislead you or anything, but I'm getting nervous. I said, that's your authenticity. Put it in your own words, but let people know. It's like if I'm looking down and, you're not seeing me on screen and you don't know whether I'm ignoring you. Am I looking at my phone? Am I writing
Right.
on a tablet? So I should say to you, my authenticity would be, hey, Tiffany, I just wanted you to know I'm writing down some notes on my phone. I think I have a great connection for you. And so I'm seeing if I've got their number and I'll put it in the chat for you. Or,
Yes.
Tiffany, that's a great idea. I need to write that down. So I get my head down and I start writing instead of you just thinking, oh my God, he's not even paying attention to me. We can use our authenticity to let people know what we're doing so that when we do our Zoom calls and we can't be extra like Edward, no, you can be extra like yourself.
Yes. Yes.
You don't have to
And
be like,
there's some people who may not, like how extroverted you are and how happy you are. There's going to be people who prefer the people who are very straightforward and business oriented and like, straight to the point and no jokes and whatever cuz to each his own. And there's nothing
exactly.
wrong with that, but you'll never know who you fit with if you don't take the opportunity to try and figure it out. Put yourself out there.
Yeah, you probably don't want to sit down with a brain surgeon that is off in 57 different directions like I get into, because just like my brain is just going, oh, idea, 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 idea. You know what you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. You know what you call a deer with no eyes and no legs? Still no idea. I know, no idea. Anyway, sorry. Ah, ah, ah.
Oh my gosh.
You're military now. You're Marines, Army, Air Force. You're one of them.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
He said Marines. Okay, so no, I'm in the Army, Edward.
Okay. I was going to say, I read an article the other day about the Norwegian Navy. They're putting barcodes on the sides of their warships, so when they come back to port, they can Scandinavian. That's my favorite dad joke of all time. Isn't that clever?
Oh
I know.
God.
Sorry.
No. Oh wow.
That's clever, isn't
it? And it is clever. I'm gonna have to steal that one and say it to some friends of mine at work tomorrow because they're gonna die.
Yep.
Wow. I love how like this whole episode has been jokes and laughs and whatnot, but you've spewed so many amazing details and information for people to really think about it. Because like I said earlier, they may not take the exact measures or steps that you took, but because now you've got the wheels turning in their head, now they're going to think, well, what could I do that would fit with me? That my customers would understand it's coming from me.
Right.
Or how do I want to catch people's attention? Because it's kind of like the idea where I don't introduce people at the beginning. I ask my guests who they are and make them introduce themselves because I want you to build the connection with the people you want a connection with.
Right.
They're not going to get that connection from you if you're not the one saying it. And I'm just reading it off of paper because it's just going to come off differently for me to say it.
Exactly.
So that's why it just never made sense for me to be doing the big introduction at the beginning.
Right.
So I just throw it on my guests.
Well,
call me lazy if you want to, but it makes sense. I promise.
Well, if the people want to get on the Edward bus, sort of like,
yes.
We don't want to force them on the Edward bus, but it's sort of like getting Pikachu on the bus. You know how you get Pikachu on the bus?
Oh, God.
You Pokemon. So I just want to give them a little poke. If they want to talk to me, they can go to my Linktree, Ozefox. They can call me. I give millions of dollars worth of advice for free. And if they want to send me a big fat check, I'm not opposed to that. But I don't mind sharing my ideas for them. Doesn't mean they have to run with them, right?
Yes.
What you do, and this is one tip that most people don't understand. You have to write down your ideas before you edit them. Before you edit. No editing of the idea in the brain, Tiffany. You got to get it on paper first.
Yes.
And then
No,
it's
yes.
sort of like milking a cow, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't stop milking a cow to go bottle one bottle. You keep milking the cow till all the milk's milked. You keep milking this muscle, you keep milking the brain for all the ideas. If you're in an idea flow, then write all the damn ideas down or
Yes, because then
record
you'll
them.
hate yourself when you try to think back and remember what you thought about and can't remember it. It
Right.
happens to me all the time.
Yeah, don't edit one idea at a time. Get all the ideas, do a download all the ideas, and then go.
Yes.
And then, is there any way that this idea can be changed or manipulated or reversed to achieve the goal that I want to achieve?
Wow. That is probably the most perfect way to end this episode tonight with. That was some great piece of advice and so true. Honestly, guys, you have to take some time and look back on this episode, rewatch it, listen to it again, really listen to the advice that he's giving to you between the jokes. It's great to laugh and carry on and really, lighten up the mood because, this doesn't have to be a serious conversation. But at the same token, he's giving you some awesome advice for your business to help you grow, to help you get started, whatever journey you are in your business. This advice applies to you no matter what. So, thank you, Ed, for being here tonight. I always love having you around. You're so much fun. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. All my qualifications are back. I'm fully qualified.
Oh, Lord. Like you said, if you'd like to learn more about Ed, I do have his email in the description of the video and the podcast. So please check that out. Directly message him. Find him on Facebook, Edward Fox, or his link tree, Aussie Fox. I mean, however you get a hold of him, he will 100% be all in helping you in any way, shape, or form that he can in getting you the advice you need, the tips you need, and just getting you going. There is probably no better connection that you could get right now. And plus, he'll just make you laugh the entire time. So
Thanks,
if
Tiffany.
that doesn't
Very
entice
nice.
you, then I don't know what will.
Well, thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate all that you're doing for small business owners. And you so many of your episodes have such great content. So thank you for doing what you do.
Well, thank you. All right. So with that, I hear my kids coming in. So let me save you from the ruckus that's going to ensue and remind you that to put your community first by shopping small and supporting local businesses. Have a good night, everyone.